How's it going, guys? It's Andrew here with Forge, and today we're going to be looking at Bitcoin. So, um, I got about 200 bucks worth. Um, I also have like a Kraken account and a bunch of other ones or whatever, but this is literally like the most I have or whatever on one account, which, you know, for what have you, judge me for what you will or whatever, but my introduction to Bitcoin was around 2018 or whatever, and I more or less have lost more money with Bitcoin than I ever have done anything. At this point, my understanding of Bitcoin is that it's something that becomes scarcer over time, and there's a limited supply of it. And as long as like some government doesn't, ban you as a citizen from accessing it or whatever, which you could like um, save it on an external device or whatever. I'm no technical expert by any means or anything like that, but basically my understanding is that my dollars are being printed into infinitesimalists, and if I put some of my dollars into Bitcoin, some people have projected that if you own like 0.2 of it, like you'll essentially be good for the rest of your life or something like that. But when Bitcoin was hitting around 124K, in my mind and in my hearts of hearts, I was figuring like it could probably fall back down to 60K, and then in like I thought like a real bad scenario, maybe like 45K, and at that point it would like lose like business or like mainstream adoption from people would be like sketched out to touch it, and they're kind of from a financial sense wouldn't be really a point to. Aside from if you had never entered it and you realized like, hey, I should adopt this, like large companies and banks and things like that. So basically where we are now, and with how the government's like made its own they tried to back it and then they pumped it with celebrities, and then it crashed out, and then large mainstream businesses grabbed a hold of it. China banned it, and just like how it's all went. Uh, it's been super fascinating to watch this all pan out, and at this point, I still remain very, very hopeful. I've heard some kind of rumblings of like a fork or whatever, and then like this form of Bitcoin, like say someone put something on the network that was really bad material or something to try to get this banned, like they did Bitcoin. I want to believe it was Bitcoin Classic or something like that. Got banned because they changed the byte size of what you can store on it and got it removed or something like that. But anyways, I saw Bitcoin was falling down, and I decided to just like make a video, and just kind of reaching out to people and asking them what they think and where they're at with it, and where their positions are and what they think they should do with Bitcoin falling where it's at. Like you can see where my dollar cost average is. Like that's my average cost. I bought some of it up high, and I basically came back to Bitcoin again in 2020, late 23, 24. After 2018, 2020, I put a bunch into it and it fell on me. I really didn't understand investing much or whatever. And I've slowly been trying to learn. I made some money off Doge early on in like 2018. I didn't even really know what I was doing. I just kind of casted a bunch of money out. It was essentially gambling, But at this point, I'm basically trying to dollar cost average into Bitcoin, and with it being this low is awesome. I'm a seasonal worker. I mainly work in lawn care, so I don't have very many funds at the moment, But I tried my best to buy it when I can, when it's down. And I more or less am treating, in my mind, I treat Bitcoin like it's real gold, you know what I mean? Because when you sell it, whenever you sell gold, you have to pay capital gains, which is like 30%. So it's got to rise a substantial amount for it to make sense for you to sell it. You know what I mean? So if you were like some kind of math expert and you saw where I'm at, how much would it have to rise from, for it to make sense, for it to be like generational wealth? Like would Bitcoin have to go to like $2 million or whatever for what I have to be something incredible? Um, I basically have been putting money into USDC and using the money that it pays out to buy Bitcoin and reinvest into Ethereum, a little bit of Ethereum, a little bit of Bitcoin, and then I've been mining Doge, but I kind of have all of my Doge right now being uh, all converted into Bitcoin Cash, and I take the Bitcoin Cash and I sell it every day, and I turn it into USDC and sit on it, and that's kind of just like what I've been doing. But yeah, super crazy to see Bitcoin from 124 to 76. I hope it keeps going down more. I know it's terrible to say and hope for or whatever, but I don't have a very big stake in it, and I'd like to, just like people who want to get like a home or get into the stock market more, and just like looking at stuff on a scale, like everything looks super up and has been for a long, long, long time. I just don't even know how mathematically it's possible for things to be up consistently. Aside from like looking at it from macroeconomics and that money is inflated, and just like viewing it from how it really is. But yeah, it's super sketchy like to just like look at our stock market and how long it's been since we've had like a like genuine correction or whatever. But yeah, thank you guys if you've watched this far and watched me ramble on and stuff. I appreciate the heck out of you. Um, like and subscribe. I don't know what the hell I'm doing, and I'm just trying to figure it out like the rest of us.